Doing enrollment calls has changed. And what I want to do is, in this important video today, explain to you why doing enrollment calls has changed, why prospects are telling you no all the time, even though you know they have money, because they tell you they can't afford your coaching program. And you see on Facebook, they're on a nice European vacation, they just went to Hawaii, all this kind of stuff. You're like, they told me they were like a week from, complete insolvency, and now they're bought a new car for their kid or whatever, and what to do to fix this. So let's talk about this. So here's the biggest problem. The biggest problem right now is, as I've talked about many times on this YouTube channel, the market has shifted. Your potential clients and coaching prospects are overwhelmed. Here's why. When they see ads, right, when they click on your ad, Facebook now serves them up multiple ads. Right now, as of this recording, on Instagram, in Instagram stories, if they click on your ad or whatever, they will show related ads in segments of 4 at a time, okay? And so your market's continually getting overwhelmed. They're getting inundated. Your ideal client is just getting hammered with information. They're getting told one thing and then another thing, and then everything says, do this, don't do this, this is how you lose weight, this isn't how you lose weight, here's how you manifest your dreams, here's how, nope, that doesn't work, don't do this. And so their brain is full of all this contradictory information. They don't trust anybody, and then they get on an enrollment call with you or a coach, and the coach is using an outdated script that used to work up until late 2024 that they got from a coaching certification program or some clunky coaching program they did that said, here's a script, just use this, people will just hand you their credit card and buy your coaching program. Those days are over. And if you're using a enrollment script that has not been updated to match the times, which is 2025, with a market that's skeptical, with people that their brains are full of all this misinformation, you are missing out on a lot of sales. You're getting a lot of no's, and you're getting a lot of people who have money. It's just they're not giving it to you because they are just having problems figuring this out. So this is the problem, and it's getting worse. Luckily, there are 3 things that you must do in order to fix this problem right now. And I'm going to go from the back of the conversation all the way to the front. So we're going to do it in reverse, okay? So the first thing you absolutely must do is you must eliminate all objections to working with you in your coaching program before they become objections, okay? All these coaching things and all this kind of stuff, sales training is all out there teaching objection handling, how to arm wrestle somebody into buying, and objection whack-a-mole. If they say this, you say that. Look, that used to work, but it doesn't work anymore because the problems are deeper. And so I have in my hand the 10 things that need to happen on your enrollment call before somebody is going to buy, okay? These 10 things absolutely happen, or the likelihood of them buying is very low, all right? The first thing is, and they're no specific order, but the first thing is pain. Do they have a problem that's big enough to justify working with you? Okay, if you have a $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 health coaching program that you're going to help them with, well, do they have a big enough problem? And it doesn't have to be financially. In fact, the majority of the time, it's not financial. It could be a personal, a health, a relational. There's all kinds of problems that have a financial aspect to it. Okay. The second thing, timing. Do they have time, and is now the right time? You need to ask them this, because everything that you don't uncover and deal with is going to be used at the end of the call against working with you, okay? You got to remember, people are not mad. They're on the call to talk to you about working together. So it's not like you're cold calling them. But the thing is remember, moving forward with you is a process of overcoming fear. And so if you don't deal with all these things that I'm telling you, their subconscious brain is going to revert back to one of these things, use it to get out of the place of uncertainty of like, oh, should I work with you? Oh, I don't know. And they'll use one of these 10 things. Their brain will go, nope, you can't do it right now because it's the holidays. Oh, hey, sorry, coach, I can't do it. Let's talk in a month. I'm going away, right? So you need to uncover these things. So the first one is pain. The second one is timing. Do they have the bandwidth? You got to ask them, hey, do you have bandwidth to do this? It's going to take 2-3 hours a week or whatever it is you need to do your weight loss thing or coaching program or whatever. What do you got? Yeah. And if they're like, oh, well, you actually, you know what? I'm just, I'm packing up because we're going away for a week. Well, okay. So now what you're going to do, based on that situation, you're going to probably postpone the call till next week. There's no point in going through the end of the call and they're going to be like, yeah, well, I can't make a decision now. I'm going on holidays, right? Like, of course. Or, you know, so you're just going to be like, cool, let's have this conversation when you get back and when your holidays are not on your mind. All right. So that's the second thing you're going to do. The third thing is the finances. Okay. Can they afford it? All right. Now, you don't want to just ask them if they can afford it, but you want to be like, you want to sense where they're at. Like, do you have a job? What do you do for a living? Right? Like, all that kind of stuff. The other way you can do that is you can ask them, have they done other coaching programs before, or what have they done to try and fix this problem? If it's about health, like, you know, how do I say it? Say you're a health coach and the only thing they did was buy that discount package at the gym on January 1st for $18 a month, and it's now June and they haven't used it once. They're not buying your coaching. Okay, they're not buyers. It doesn't matter if they have the money. You'd be like, well, why haven't you done anything to fix this? Well, you know, I've just been on ChatGPT. Okay, so what are you going to do about it? Well, you know, I don't know, just jumped on this call. All right, so you need to dig into that. So those are the first three things that have to happen before you talk about your investment or you talk about your program. So those are the first. Now, the next one is partners. Who else needs to be on the call? You've probably been on calls and they've said, well, you know, I do have a partner for my business coaching program, or it's a, you know, my husband or my spouse always makes me these decisions. You want to dig that out and you want to figure out, hey, do they need to be here? Do we need to reschedule this call? Because you don't want them to, you know, use that against you. Well, you know, I got to talk to my so-and-so. Okay, that's fine. You know, if they need to be on the call, we need to make it happen. So that's the fourth one. The fifth one is the current situation. Like, is this a problem? And what are you doing to try and fix this? Okay, if, again, they're doing nothing, then it's like, why are we on this call? They're just looking for free information. If they are trying stuff, what are they trying that's not working? Why is it not working? So on and so forth. The sixth thing is, what are their goals? 30, 60 day, 90. Do they have any goals? Or are they serious about it? And do their goals warrant the investment to get to there, right? If they have absolutely really no goals, they just sort of want to get out of pain, but there's no big reason to, then they might just look at your investment and be like, I don't think so. So you gotta help them with both sides of this, all right? Number 7, what have they tried that hasn't worked? And this is the most important thing that you're gonna have to deal with, and I'm gonna come back to it on step 2, but that's number 7. Number 8, why don't they do it on their own? Because here's the problem. We're using a weight loss coach example. You're helping them with weight loss or whatever. It's like, if you tell them, hey, my coaching program's $5,000, have you dealt with the fact of why haven't they just tried to figure this out on their own? Because they're going to be like, yeah, well, I'll just figure it out on my own. I can go to ChatGPT, I got a book, I can go to YouTube, whatever, right? So you need to figure that out, and you need to ask them, why don't you just try and do this on your own? Like, what's stopping you from figuring it out yourself? If they're like, that's a great question. Maybe it's just confidence, and maybe now I'm going to go figure it out on my own. It's like, okay, so you might as well get that out of the way first, right? And then you can talk to them about it. You can see, you can work your way around it. You can help them understand, like, all right, like, why? You know, that type of thing. And so I'll get to that in a minute here. And then the 8th thing is, or the 9th thing is, who are they else are they looking at? So what other programs are you trying? Well, you're jumping on calls with a lot of other people other than me. What are they telling you? What are you looking at, right? So you can ask them, you can see, right? And they can be like, well, I actually want this kind of thing. Or I talked to these people and they were going to do all this weird stuff and they want me to eat salary for a week and, you know, whatever. And you can be like, oh, okay, good to know. Okay, because now if that's in your coaching program, you're going to want to really explain it, or you're just going to take it out and you'd be like, well, we're not doing that with you. I'm not going to teach you to eat salary for a week, right? Or whatever, right? So then it allows you to customize your coaching to what they want. And then the 10th thing is, do they trust you? You just got to ask them. You say, hey, do you trust me? No. You're going to say, what have you seen of mine? What do you like of mine? What don't you like of mine? And they're going to tell you. Okay, so these 10 things absolutely have to happen before you say, hey, okay, let me tell you about my coaching program. Because if you do not, every single one of those things that you do not uncover, work through, will be used against you 100% of the time. Not viciously, but subconsciously. If you don't deal with the trust issue, oh, well, you know what? I just found out about you. I need to do a little more. Like, do you have any videos? Do you have anything I can look at? Any client testimonials? It's like, what are you going to do? You've already set your price. You've already talked about the program now. Because I'll tell you right now, if you do multiple calls and stuff like that, the chances of them coming back are about 1 in 100. Life's going to get busy. They're going to be off. They're going to see another ad, so on and so forth. Again, this has nothing to do with them, all right? This is everything to do with you doing the call right. So those are the 10 things we've got to make sure that have to happen. So that's the first thing. We eliminate the objections before the objections. The second thing we have to do is you must figure out all the things they've tried that have not worked, that have created false beliefs. Now, before I get to these, this is very important. I need you to click the link above this video and hit subscribe, because I've got tons of videos here, all kinds of videos always coming out every week on how to get new clients and all that kind of stuff. You need to subscribe so that you know about them, so you don't miss any of them. Hit that subscribe button. It's all free, everything I'm giving you. So here's the problem, okay? You must figure out all the things they have tried, not worked, that have created false beliefs, okay? Because here's what you got to understand. Every false belief they have is going to be used by their subconscious brain to essentially not move forward into your coaching program. Now, what are subconscious beliefs, right? You need to uncover that. So what have you tried? Well, I tried this thing, I tried that thing. Okay, why did it not work, right? Okay, well, I don't know, this, that, or the other thing. So for example, if people in weight loss or whatever, if they've got some false belief around hypnosis and you use NLP in your coaching program, they're not going to buy. And guess what? They're not going to tell you that's the reason. They're too polite. They're going to be like, oh, I got to think about it. You give me a lot of good stuff to think about, right? Or if you you think that a weight loss drug or something like that, all this kind of stuff, you need to make sure you uncover all their hidden false beliefs that have held them where they are. Because if they are stuck where they are, it's not for lack of trying, it's for lack of beliefs in a system. And so your job is to figure out what beliefs are holding them back. And you want to listen to not what they say, but what they mean behind what they say, okay? So really the role and the job of an enrollment call is more of a mindset call. It's like a life coaching call. It's like figuring this stuff out, because remember, before your call, they've just been inundated with stuff after stuff and conflicting information after conflicting information. So for you to get on this call and just be like, hey, do a little bit of uncover and then tell them, build a little bit of rapport building and then talk about your program, and they'll be like, okay, we'll set up a follow-up call, which they won't show up for in most cases. Like, this doesn't work anymore, okay? So you must figure out all the things they've tried that have not worked, that have created a massive set of false beliefs, right? So if somebody's talking to me, I'm going to be like, well, why aren't you using Facebook ads? If they're like, well, I spent all this money and it didn't work. Okay, so do you believe it doesn't work? Or do you just feel like you just don't have the right strategy? Right? So do you see the difference here? If I don't uncover that, so for example, if I talk to somebody or we talk to somebody and they're like, I'm against it, I hate Zuckerberg, I hate everything about it, I'm not using Facebook ads. Well, then why are we on this call? You know what I mean? Like, okay, but they might have a belief system that's holding them back from doing it. And then my job is to be like, okay, well, it sounds like you worked with this company and they totally screwed your account up and here's what happened, and that's why it's not working. So do you maybe think if we worked on that and fixed that, you would be likely to use it? Oh, yeah, that makes total sense. Well, of course, right? So that's a false belief that I've helped uncover. And it's in every one of your markets that you are a coach in. And you have to uncover these, because here's the thing. If you do not uncover those 10 things I showed you and work through them all to make sure everything's lined up, and you do not work through the false beliefs that they've created, which we all have, we've all are limited by our beliefs, right? Then what's going to happen is you're going to get, I got to think about it. It's okay. This makes sense. I don't know. This seems expensive. I don't have the money. All those kinds of things. And then you're going to be like, everybody's broke. I guess it's the ads. Must be the audience, my market, my this, my that. When in fact, it's all of these things, okay? You're the expert. Your job is to lead them through this conversation to help them understand all these dynamics that are happening, sort out all these things. If they've gone through multiple coaching programs that didn't work, why didn't they work? What was going on in those things? What beliefs did you pick up that are not true? All those kinds of things. And listen to me. by the end of this conversation, probably before you even talk about your coaching program, if you've done this conversation right, they're going to feel really good, like mentally really good, like, oh yeah, I feel a lot better. They'll probably have a lot more confidence, a lot more clarity. And so when you talk about your program, when you talk about the investment, it's going to make a lot more sense. They're going to get it, they're going to understand it, and they're going to move forward. And probably the only objections you're going to be dealing with is a logistical thing like, hey, it's 12 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever. Okay, I got to go away in a week. All right, well, let's add more time in. Or if it's, I got to use a couple credit cards or something like that. Those really are all that you've got to deal with. They're okay, let's do it, but I just got to let my spouse know, that kind of thing. Just logistical stuff versus belief stuff, or I'm dead broke stuff, okay? Especially if you're not selling a super high ticket type thing, okay? So that's what I need you to do. Now, so use these strategies to fix your enrollment calls, to update them, because the market has changed. The market's evolved, and most coaches are using some script that's like a borderline old school, script that doesn't work. It barely worked 3-4 years ago, and it's not working now. It's on complete life support, and it's causing them not to buy. So here's what I need you to do. Those are the two things that, like I said, and I'm not going to get into the third one because this video is getting too long. So we got to get you to fix those two things. I'm going to do the third one in another video. So what I need you to do right now is I need you to click the link in the video there, where it's in the description, and book your 15-minute call with us. It's a free Skool community call. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk to you about how to figure out how to get a better handle on your market, how to figure out how to do these conversations better. We're going to talk to you about them. We're going to show you what to do. We're going to give you some ideas. We're going to look at what you're doing, figure out why you're not getting more clients, why your ads aren't working. Maybe you're not doing ads, how to find the right market, how to dial in your niche, how to know what to do next. This is a free call. There's nothing to buy on that call, so don't even bring your credit card, okay? And just click the link. It's for our Skool community members only. You can click it there. And again, it's going to be 15 minutes. We're going to look at everything you're doing and figure out what is holding you back. Why are you not getting more clients? Is it your messaging? How do we do your ads better? If you're not doing ads, what do you do? What does the funnel look like, or the ecosystem? All that kind of stuff, and give you a lot of clarity and share with you what's working, because we have the secret sauce on what's working because we've worked with so many people, and we're going to share it with you. So instead of you just kind of surfing YouTube for the next 5 days trying to find something that works and get your coaching business to the next level, we've got all the data. I've spent almost $3 million in the last 3 years alone on ads, and we can share with you what's working, plus of all our successful coaches, what they've been trying, what we're not seeing working, changes. Same with all the sales stuff, okay? Call's free. We want to share with you everything, just give you a ton of value, and I think you're going to like it a lot. So book in on that call before you forget. And we're also going to unlock a couple very powerful trainings. One is an example of a really good sales call. It's a 2-hour free training that normally is reserved for our clients. It's in our Skool community, but it's locked. When you set up your call and book and have your call with us, it's a little gift. We're going to give that to you so you can understand and hear an example of a call that is working, so that you can figure this out. Because if you could double your enrollment rates, what would that do to your business? It'd double your sales, obviously. So, all right, click that link, book that call. We're going to get you that free training as well. See ya.